Woohoo! We are live. This video is for Josh and Daniel, so I just guess I better get to it. So, boys, this week, your first section is some problems based around what we've been working on, but just that next level up again. I'm going to show you how to do a couple of these just on a whim, so that you don't find yourself lost. And then this section here is a nice bit of work I gave to the other two groups, and I thought actually it continues on nicely from what you are doing. You have to make the patterns in your book, so you have to draw them in your book. So for example, if the formula is n3 plus 2, the number in the pattern, so if it's the first number in the pattern, it's 1, and then it'll be, so it would have 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2, so the first block would have 5, the first one would have 5 blocks for the first shape. The second shape would have, the number would be 2, second shape, times 3, which would be 6 plus 2, so it would have 8. So that's the pattern for that. I might actually do a bit of an example on that. So if I'll use that pattern of n3 plus 2. If the pattern is n3 plus 2, then the first one, you're going to have, the first shape is going to have 1 times 3, goodness, sorry guys, 1 times 3, it's quite hard to draw with this, plus 2 amount of blocks, which of course equals 5. You boys know that. If it's the fifth block, the next one will be the second. We'll do the second. I won't skip too quickly. I tend to do that with you guys, is just assume you know stuff and then skip a whole bit of information. So the second block would be, the second picture that you had would be 2 times 3 equals 6, plus 2 equals 8. Cool. So then if you had the 50th block, for example, let's say the number was 50, then you're going 50 times 3, 50 times 3 is 150 plus 2, so you're getting 152 as your answer. I haven't shown you the working for that, but I'm sure you guys can see that through. Okay, so that's that section. You go through and you use the formulas. You have to draw the patterns. I suggest you write out the tables as well, just so that you can see that you're actually doing it correctly. Make sure that you go and fill in a table of on each side of how many blocks you've got and how many blocks you've got and how many what number it is. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and just like go down to like 4. Because as I've said here in the instructions, this goes to 4. Cool, so that's those ones. The other big new learning is this stuff here. So, this stuff here, highlight it next so you can see what. This stuff here, this is talking about dividing this equation by a to equal 8. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this, do an example. I'm not going to do that exact number. I'm going to show you the process. But I'll use a problem something like that. So let's say it's 33 times 3 plus 1 divided by a equals 4. So your purpose is to find out what a is. So my first step would be to rewrite it as 33 times 3 plus 1 equals 4 groups of A. Because this is a division sign, this one here, this A is dividing into all that. So it's the same as multiplying on the other side of the equation. So 33 times 3 plus 1 equals 4a. So then 33 times 3 is 99, plus 1 is 100. So then your next, so that would be one line. I'm sorry, I'm writing it messy, but that would be the question. My first line would be this one. That would be my first line. My second line would be 100 equals 4a. And my third line, I know you know what I'm doing by now, is 100 divided by 4 equals a. A equals 25. So I had the equation, then I had it rewritten once, then I had it rewritten twice, that's 2 times, then I had it rewritten 3 times, and then I finally had the answer on the 4th line down. So that's roughly how you should work it. I know I've put it all over the place. I really wish I had a digital maths book here that had the blocks and everything. But you should get the idea behind that, and hopefully that helps. Another one that you could have a little struggle with is question 2. So I'll do an example of question 2. Of course, you don't have to listen to me. If you think that that's not hard, then that's fine. Good on you, because I know you boys are pretty clever, pretty onto it. But I thought I'd better do some videos this time. Make sure that you feel like you know what's happening. So the question was, I'm not going to do the exact question because I don't want to give you the answer. P squared plus 3, okay, so yeah, I see what's happening. Cool. Plus 3 times 12 times 2 equals 153. Okay, so if I P, I'm going to write smaller this time so I can organize my book a little nicer. My page. 3, no. P squared, so P squared plus 2, so I'm multiplying anything that's in the bracket, 2 22s minus 4. So let's say that that was the equation. Sorry, I'm just trying to mentally work this out before I go, but that is okay. Let's go for an unrealistic problem, 99. I'm just going to write 99 in. So I don't even know whether this is possible. Well, it's possible. Everything's possible, but I don't know whether it's as easy as some of the stuff that I've given you. So 99, it should make life easy. Interesting. Here we go. So we go through. I'm going to leave the p squared alone till we get rid of these here. So that's e plus, and essentially going 2 times 18, because 22 minus 4 is 18. 2 times 18 is 36, by the way. So p squared equals 99. P squared, I'm pretty sure I quickly figured this out myself, plus 36 equals 99. 99, then you're going p squared equals p squared. Now I always said that if I gave you squares, I was going to make them quite easy, because I don't think it's appropriate for you guys to be doing crazy square roots. But anyhow, I might end up with a crazy one myself. 99 take away 36. Take away 36. And as you boys will know that off the top of your head, that equals 63. So p squared equals 63. And that is a perfect example of me slightly miscalculating. On the fly, this question would have been a lot easier if the answer was 100, because the next part is P equals the square root of 63, which means the number that goes into 60, what number multiplies by itself to go into 63. And the answer is very tricky, because if I'd made this 100, that would have been 64, and then I would have had the answer of 8 as a result. As I'm going to be, it's going to be like 7.94, etc. When you get, if I ever write you questions like that, which I will always try not to, you just have to calculate it out. You get your calculator and literally write 63 square root of 63. It's quite easy. I'll show you. Square root of 63 equals, that was pretty close, 7.937. Off the top of my head, I was at 7.94. I'm happy. In fact, if we were rounding that, because I've always talked to you guys about you guys only have to work to 2 decimal places, that would be 7.94 if you rounded it by some kind of miracle. Anyhow, so that would be the process. Your example here, which is very similar, works. You won't have to use the fancy calculator. You should just actually be able to do it. It will be a basic multiplication that you know. Okay? Well, you should know. Again, squares way above the level that you guys need to work at. Way, way above it. So, again, if this causes you to panic and freak out and stop, that's okay, because you're probably working year 10, 11. It's not really stuff that is at for you, you know? But if you get exposed to it now, when you get to year 7, you're like, that next thing, it's easier. Year 8, it's easier. By the time you get to NCA, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I've been doing this for 5 years. It's so easy, I could do it in a minute. So that's the purpose. You guys will probably do NCA early anyway. But anyhow, have fun.